What's up, guys? It's been a while. I haven't posted in a minute. Just life, been busy. I'm gonna really try hard to get back on posting a lot. Um, in case you guys don't know, I also have a YouTube channel, or used to. I guess I still do. I just don't post on it anymore. Called Loud But Slow. Loud But Slow is my channel I started about my build on my Mustang, and I did some audio builds on there. I think that was it. Don't really remember. But that was my original channel. I started on that channel. To be honest, I lost all of my login information and then went back to my old channel, which is Jeremy Fish. That's me. And I just changed the name to Fish Built because I want to show you guys everything I do. I get into a lot of stuff. I do RC, hobby grade RC stuff. I drag race RCs. So I'll show you guys some of that stuff. In fact, throughout the video, I will put, just talk over it, but put pictures of the cars I've been painting for customers and my drag car, and maybe some clips of me racing if I could figure out how to edit that in. But amongst that, been doing woodworking, a lot of cornhole boards, a lot. I'll post some pictures of those up too. Still car audio. Still mechanicking. I mechanic out of my own shop now. Actually, right there, that's the mechanic spot, and this is the wood spot. So yeah, what we're gonna do now is a little catch up. Over time, we'll get caught up the rest of the way. I don't think I need to overload the audience with what's been going on, but just know that I'm going to push to post more. Got a lot of projects, so even if it's a 15-minute project video, let's post about it. Maybe it can help you guys out. That's always what I've done these for, is to show what you guys think and maybe give you guys ideas or help you guys out. But what we're going to do right now is start on another sub build. It's for a 23 F150 Single Cab short bed, and they want a sub box for it. Nothing like mind-boggling, nothing crazy, just bass. They just want some bass. We're going to replace the door speakers in it whenever I'm done with the box and the vehicle gets dropped off. We're going to wire up an amp. All that will get shown as well. But this video in particular is just going to be about the box. The sub that they brought me to put in it is a used sub, but it is a Scar Audio, I think it's called a DV10-D2 or something like that. Part number's over here somewhere. Ooh, can't hold the phone like that. I'm gonna do everything with my phone. It's how I used to do things anyway. But it is a EVL 10 or -10D2. That's the part number. I'm going to show you guys how to come up with the shape of the box, the dimensions of the box, how much cube feet you'll get in the box, the easiest way to do all of that. I took some screen videos on my phone of me doing it myself for this build, and I'm just gonna edit that into the video so you guys can see. Okay, so here is the Scar Audio. The one that we're using in this particular box is the EVL-10, I think -10.2 for 10-inch dual voice flow. If you scroll down to box info on their website, tells you what the recommended ported volume and the recommended seal volume is for this box. So 1.25 cube foot of airspace to 1.5 for sealed, and 1.75 to 2 foot cubed airspace for ported. Now this is inside our space of the box, not outside space. Now, with the info given from the company's website of how much cube foot of airspace is recommended, we go to a app or a website. This is a website. It's rockfordfosgate.com, and you can use what they have on a tool on their website called the Woofer Box Wizard. What this allows you to do, I'll scroll down, is select what style of box you're building. You just select what is the closest to what you're building. What unit of measurement, in this case we're using standard. What wood thickness, in this case we're using 3/4 MDF. And then outside diameter. So this is my overall size of the box. So playing with measurements, knowing what I have allowed from measuring the vehicle, this is the first measurement I put in, 14.5, which is the height of the box, 25 inches, which is the length, so it's, or the width in this case, so the W, 9 inches, which is the D1, the bottom of the box, and 8 inches, which is D2, which is the top of the box. That gives me a total interior cube foot of airspace of 1.24. This does not include the sub, right? So this would be less, right under less than the minimum. With the sub magnet and everything in there, you're probably going to take, in this case, probably half of a cube, maybe. Probably 0.25 of a cube, between there somewhere. But I know I have a maximum of 30 inches in my total width. So let's see what that will take me to. If I hit calculate, that takes me to 1.5 cubic feet of airspace interior. With the, go back to what the sealed requirements were. It was 1.25 to 1.5. So with this box loaded with a sub, it'll get us right in between there for a sealed box. In order to do a ported box with this sub and this style of box, you'd have to probably extend it to, I'm going to say 40 inches. Let's see. If you put this to 40 inches and hit calculate, that's at 203, which is at the top end. By the time you load the box with the sub, you'd be right in between the 1.75 and 2 cubic foot of airspace if you wanted to vent it. This customer isn't doing this for to have a bass competition. They're doing it for bass sound, and they want to utilize some of the space that is where the box is going to go. So we only have a maximum of 30 inches. But this is the speaker we're using. Let me turn the camera. This is the Scar Audio. It is a very healthy speaker. A little big for a single cab truck box, but the customer wants me to see if I can make it work, so that's what we're gonna do. I think it'll fit. We'll find out. It's just a 10-inch sub. Pretty healthy magnet. It's a 1,000 watt RMS sub. It's upside down, but you can kind of see it right there. It's a 2,000 watt peak sub, which never really matters. RMS is what you guys need to pay attention to. Peak power means nothing. It's kind of made up power, to be honest, in my opinion. This is my measurements. So it's a 23 F150. I always draw my stuff to give me a mental picture with stuff like this is the cube foot of airspace that's required for ported and sealed according to Scar Audio for their speaker. These are my measurements I took when the vehicle got brought to me. I don't make them drop off a vehicle. I take measurements and then build the box, and then we'll test fit the box, and then if everything test fit, we'll finish wrap it, carpet, or however they want it finished, and then do the install. So these are my overall measurements: 8.5 to 9 inches. That's my room to play. 1/2 inch. 7.5 to 8 inch for the top plate. Length is 24. I think I actually used 25 to 30 inches. I think we're going to run this one at 30. Height is 14.5 inches tall, this part. And then this is your ported, so this is about what the box would look like. It's going to be a sealed box. There's not enough airspace for the room that we have to run ported. And so, that's what we're going to start with. This is material here. It's a 3/4 MDF. This is like a little less than a half. Other Where are you? Right there against that wall. There's a half sheet. So I have, these are all from leftover pieces from previous builds. So I'm going to utilize what I can of those, and then before I cut up another sheet. Right here is just a piece of 1-inch foam on a piece of melamine, if it'll focus. You know, a piece of melamine, and I just use that to rip down my sheet goods because it's easier than hoisting it up on the big table saw by myself. I just have a Makita track saw, and I, you know, mark out my cuts. Like you can see a line right here. Yeah, right there. Right there's another one. Right there's another one. Those will all be cuts. I'm just trying to see what I can get out of this sheet. Like I said, just trying to utilize the material as I have it. And then we will, so right now I'm going to do the cuts for the front, bottom, top, and back, which will give me my angle I need for my side cuts. That the slope is a 1 inch from top to bottom. Bottom's 9, top's 8. So I'm not sure exactly how to figure out that angle. There's probably some math equation, but I don't do that. Once I have the box constructed, top, bottom, front, and back, that'll give me exactly what that shape needs to look like, and then I can find the angle on the table saw or on a miter saw, and then cut all of the boards at that angle, because the front board that's going to be holding this up will also have the angle cuts on top and bottom of it, so it fits that angle and you have a nice seam that will seal. Being that we're building a sealed box, we need our cuts to be as best as we can possibly do. So yeah, I'm going to get started on that. I'm in a one-man show, and I'm using my phone with my hand, so I can't film me cutting stuff yet. Eventually we'll get there. So I'm just going to get this all cut, and then I'll kind of show you how I do the rest from there. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. You got the backboard. This is the back. That's the top. That's the bottom. So this is the 9-inch piece. This is the 8-inch piece. I like to, my back and front board, being that's the pressure, so the sub will be mounted here at an angle. So the sub's pushing pressure against this, the back piece, and trying to lift the front piece up. So I always attach them with, you know, be glued and nailed. So if it had to push, it'd have to push through those nails. Just makes it a little bit more solid, in my opinion. You see the levels up there. I just kind of use that to find angle. I have like an angle gauge, so you can set it up on that level now, and then it'll tell you what angle that is at. It'll get you close. It won't get you perfect, but it'll get you close to where you can refine it with like the table saw, you know, setting the blade at an angle. And you see the gaps are pretty good. If it'll focus, no real big gaps at all. There. This is like the edge of the board, the factory edge, so it's a little frayed, but this will all get silicone. Well, the glue will probably fill it anyway, but I always silicone all my joints. So I'm gonna have to cut the top piece, which will have the angles on it because the top will go inside here, and then hopefully the speaker fits. I'll cut out the speaker hole, and hopefully it fits. It might get flush mounted. So that first board will go here. That's to be the board the speaker's mounted on, and then another board will go on top, maybe. I need to see if we have the room. I'll need to test fit it first. And then if so, then it'll flush mount the sub, give it a little bit more protection and a little bit more durability on the front. If I can't do that because of it won't fit in the truck with another 3/4 of an inch on the front, like I said, I had to build it as most as possible just to fit the speaker. As you can tell, the speaker and the height are very close to each other. Well, the box is a little bit set further back, but they're very close. The magnet's probably going to be like a 1/2 inch from the back of the box, give or take. You know, it's going to be at an angle, so it's going to be closer on one side than the other type of situation. And then I cut the side pieces. Then the box will be constructed. I'll show you guys how I cut out circles for subs and all of that. But for right now, we're going to do the top board and the side boards. Once the top board's done and the angle's found, I usually just hold up a piece of wood to the side to get my side shape, and then transfer that onto, you know, my material that I'm using. So I usually use like a piece of scrap wood or cardboard or something to get my side shape. Oh yeah, what I was saying a second ago before I got sidetracked. Sorry guys, ADD. If I cannot double up the front, then I will put a baffle inside of it. I might do that no matter what, just in case, to help with any flex. So when I build this board here, being that it will go inside of this, you know, the factory board will go here, the front board, I'll just make 3 and then stack them. So put one on the end, a support board, and then another one. Because the sub's probably gonna go, this is the front of the box, the driver's seat's here, and then as you move over, the center console, I think it's got center, no, it's a bench seat. So it's got like a fold down center console. The sub, I think I'm gonna put in the middle of the truck right here. I think that's what it'll sound the best to move around the vehicle with bass. That's my idea anyway. So this cut right here, as you can tell, is a little beat, but this board will get recut with the angle for it, so that will get cut off anyway. And this board right here will also get re-angled cutted. So the cuts on these boards weren't as important at the moment. They will be the next run when it goes to the table saw, because the blade will get put at an angle, probably, if I'm guessing, like 10 degrees-ish, give or take, is my guess. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. So keep going. All right, this is where we're at. Kind of jumped ahead a little bit. I was gonna show you guys how I cut circles, but there'll be more speaker boxes. So this is the box constructed minus the side pieces. They're right here, they're already built. They're just not installed yet, because I need to test fit the box before I install the top and the sides, because if I need to trim some off, there's not a lot of room to trim any off. You can see the magnet's about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. A little bit, it goes from about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, maybe a little bit more than a 1/2 inch. All this will get routed and sanded before it's carpeted. And then you can see there's the baffle board support brace in the middle, to hopefully help, you know, from material flexing. See, the joints came out really nicely. Still need to be, they'll be siliconed and stuff. I just put the support in there. So that's where we're at right now. I'm probably going to contact the customer so we can meet up so I can test fit it. And if it fits, hopefully it does. It's within my measurement, so it should. But if it does, then I will put the top on, put the sides on, router it, carpet it. But I'll show you guys all that once it's test fitted. All right, so here's the finished box, minus carpet. Yeah, minus carpet and wiring. See, everything is done. You can see the silicone in there on all the corners, even the baffle corners. Gotta still spray the sawdust out. That's the baffle piece to give the front board support. Kind of gives the whole box a little bit more support. Everything's rounded over and sanded. I did some routering just because this was all plate or plain, and you'd be able to see some of this when it's behind the seat. So I just did some router grooves, about a little bit over 1/16 of an inch. So when it's carpeted, it'll show up just a little bit, but just to give it a little bit of detail. Nothing major. I was going to do a whole bunch of them, but I decided against it. I didn't want to weaken the board. I'm not sure if it would, but just didn't want to. So side, this is where the box goes. As you can tell, it's like a 10-inch sub. Front, other side, back, everything's done. Bottom, of course. So just got to carpet it with some black carpet, load it, wire it, load it, and then the truck should be getting dropped off. I don't know. I should know by the next clip, which will be the box carpeted. That'll be the next clip, and then this video will be wrapped up, and then we'll do an install video whenever the truck gets here. And there it is, done. Sub is only installed with 2 screws for now, 1 on each side, just because I don't know how long the wire needs to be. I don't really use audio cups or whatever you call them, that you draw to like a 3-inch hole, you mount it in there, you put the wires to it, and then the wires out. They don't hold very well to sealed boxes. There is brands out there that do, like SMD. They do, but they're on the pricier side, and if the customer doesn't want to splurge for them, then I just run a wire out of the box, silicone up the hole. It does just as good. Not as professional, I agree, but it works. Here are those lines. As you can tell, they're very faint. But they are still noticeable in shadows, right? And that's kind of was the effect. If this was like a flush mount sub, meaning there would be another board here, that gave me more thickness, I would do these thicker to make them more pronounced. But that's because that board isn't, it's like doubled up. So instead of 3/4 of an inch, the front would be 1.5 inches thick. That's usually when I do these, but I just had to do something here because there's a big flat area and it bothered me. And I don't think it's going to hurt the structure of it because they're not very deep. But I guess time will tell, and if it does, then I'll just build the customer another box. I am one to admit my mistakes, and made many of them in my life. I'm sure I'll make many more. This might be one of them. But it does add something more to the box that you can see in lighting, and it looks pretty good. The seams on the box, I'm not a good upholsterer, but there's one on the back. It's right here. Because of the lighting, it's going to be hard to make it out, but there is a seam right here that you can you can see in person. The phone makes it look like I did a really good job. It's not very noticeable in person, but I'm being honest, it is noticeable. Same on the sides. So the piece I was using was enough to wrap this way, but not enough to give me my half lap that I would usually like on the sides. It only came over about 1.5 inches around each box, which left a piece in the middle. So I just blocked out the middle. This is glue. This ain't the wood. This is overspray of glue. I'll get that off after all the glue is fully cured, and it sits for probably till tomorrow. I don't know. I think he's not coming till this weekend, so I have time. So I'll let it sit, and then I will fix the glue, get the glue off of there with some rubbing alcohol or something that won't damage the carpet. But you can kind of see it comes down here, over and up. So it's a patch panel. Hate doing it that way, but with the carpet I had, I mean, the carpet right there is all I got left. Very small piece. So did what I could do. Is what it is. It's behind the seat. I won't be seeing that well anyway on the sides, I don't think. I guess we'll find out. But that's it for this video, guys. I really do appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I will be sure to answer every one of them that pop up. I'm pretty good about it in past videos, and I plan to maintain that because I want to be in touch with my community. Again, this is a box for a 2024 single cab short bed F150. It is a SCAR 10. I think it was called the EVL 10-2 maybe, or something like that. Oh, I have it right here on my notes. Yeah, EVL 10D2. Right there, that's the part number of it. This is my drawing with my measurements that I do before I build every box, just so I can reference it. So drawing to reality. It does look like on camera that this is a perfect square, but it's an 8 on top and 9 on bottom. So it's a 1-inch slope. That's what measured out on the truck, and luckily that is what it measured at, because if you remember earlier in the video, the magnet's pretty close to the back. But this box does fit parameters for a sealed box for this speaker, according to the company. It is almost dead center in the parameters with that baffle board in the middle, because you have to account that as well. So we will see what happens. But again, guys, thanks for watching, and the next video will be the installation of this sub and probably the testing of the sub. There again, guys, there it is.